Geek Dad Life presents Toy Geeks, a live toy talk show. Tonight we're going to talk about what we want to see Hasbro do for their toy releases supporting Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Hello everybody and welcome to Toy Geeks. My name is Jay, and with me tonight in his 75th stream in a row, my good friend Craig from Yes Have Some and Toy Anxiety. Craig, how you doing tonight?
I'm great. Thank you for having me, Jay. I laughed so hard when I looked at your topic for tonight. I was like, cool. Didn't we do this Wednesday? This is great. Hey,
it's a continuation. It's a continuation of our conversation.
I love being here. I appreciate you having me. And this is my 5th stream since Tuesday.
Yeah.
So I took last night off.
You've been busy. You've been really busy.
I've been busy, but it's good. I told you, I feel like I'm on like one of those Twitch people.
Yeah, you're doing, and I just love how your hair has gotten progressively crazier each stream.
It's like it grows. My hair naturally grows like Wolverine, which is kind of cool. My body naturally grows like Barney Rubble, which is a bummer. I wish I had a full Wolverine thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I probably could.
You could. You could.
If I just went to the gym instead of sat here talking about Ghostbusters all the
time. Well, I'm thankful you're taking a second to sit here and talk about Ghostbusters. We've got TMNT MOTU crossover stuff landing. We got some Black Friday stuff going on. But it is kind of one of those toy news weeks where there wasn't a ton of huge stuff. So I feel bad we're continuing this conversation, but I still feel like Ghostbusters is in the air right now, because I was set up at a toy show this weekend in Raleigh, and several of people that watch the show and just toy friends in general, everybody's just in the mood to bust some ghosts. Like, I feel like this is last week we had Alex on talking about his RGB renders. Like, just everybody's feeling it right now for GBs.
It's about time. We've been waiting so long. This was such a serendipitous week. The movie trailer comes out and it's just it's everywhere, especially in my social circles. It's everywhere.
Yeah.
And people are loving it, the positive reaction, and then the strike ends the next day, and the actors post the trailer, and I'm excited, man. I'm having a little bit of an existential toy crisis these days, which is all, my entire life. And
ebbs and flows, that crisis, right?
Man, it's just crazy. I just wake up with these that's it. I'm done with X. I'm all about X now. So yeah, it's definitely the air. And then I want to say that Abigail, Jacob, and myself are going to be hanging out this upcoming weekend, or next weekend, I should say, next Saturday in South Carolina at Retro Toy Con.
Oh, that's right.
We're not guests.
Sure, okay, but you'll be there.
But we'll be there buying toys, hopefully. I know Pixel Dan's going to be there, and I think
he's an official guest.
Shartimus is going to be there as a guest.
He's an official guest too, yeah. The
entire X-Men animated series voice cast is going to be there. It's going to be great.
Yeah, I'm kind of I don't know if I could swing it. I don't know if Colleen's watching right now, so I don't know if she'd be down.
Have you been to that show before?
I haven't, but I've heard great things, because a lot of people that set up at the Raleigh toy shows set up at this show.
Right.
And I think that they all have killed it at the show. From what I hear, it's great. Just tons and tons of great toys.
Yeah.
At the show.
I've been 2 or 3 times. I don't think we went last year, but I've always come away with great hauls and great pickups. So I'm excited about it. It's way better than Toylanta, which is the big toy show in Atlanta,
But Toylanta is better than anything we have in Raleigh. So
yeah, to me, it's because when you live in the city, you see all the same dealers all of the time.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But yeah, well, if you're gonna go out to that, come say hi. We'll be hanging out, doing
Yeah,
content,
please do.
all that kind of stuff.
Come say hi. Speaking of, I guess this isn't. This is a hard transition. Later on in today's episode, Blake from Toy Collector Magazine is coming on, and he has insane giveaway that he wants to give away.
Sweet,
like insane. And I want to make sure I get this copy right. I believe it's given by Toy Collector, courtesy of Toy Collector and Kokomo Toys, is what this giveaway is for. And it is a 1/4 Hot Toys Boba Fett.
I want that.
Not 1/6. 1/4.
1/4. So if you had 4 of them, you basically would have your own Tamara
human.
Morrison at home.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Pretty much. And yeah, I feel like I don't know. There's no like goal for this, but hit the like button if you're not going to hit it. But hit it now. But he'll be on later on. I think at 10 o'clock he's going to be jumping on. So hit the like button and get this. Well, someone's going to win this kick-ass hot toy, which is pretty nuts. It's a whole lot of boba.
Part of this, what you're showing here, has to do with my my existential toy crisis.
Ooh, maybe should we dig into that in After Dark? I feel like we got some things we want to talk about. We gotta talk about some stuff in After Dark.
Anytime I say there's not a lot of news, it's like there's always news.
There's tons of news.
News,
so we've got Ghostbusters stuff to talk about. We got MOTU TMNT. We got there's also some new McFarlane stuff dropping. So we got plenty to talk about. Man, 4 hours of GDO with a slow work week. Okay, let's say hello to the chat. It is hopping as always. Where are we at? Let me go back a minute or two. We've got Battle Armor Dad, Chad Stewart, BMM 1984, Point Break, Boogeyman, Fakewood Table, Whip is here, Jace is here as well. Matt Bush, member for 15 months. Thank you, Matt Bush. Free Reign, Angry Elf, Ray Alonzo, Pachinoson, Neil Hunter, Hyde. Hello, everyone. Shannon Edge, Map Room Gaming, Matt Doder, Daxamil, Stanley's Toy Channel. Where's John? John is off this week. Let's see, Ryan Dole. No, Abby, didn't you do this video already? Abby is in 2 weeks on the channel. Let's see, Drifter Comic, Bat Boy, Brian Brink, Shondo Gecko, A Matter of Pat, Studio Henge, Kenton, Dartherian, Durant, Flasher. What a Craig heavy episode. Dang it. Joey Curell, Lab Rat, Skill Crane, James Vinopal, Fetz is here. Daniel K, $5 super chat from Matt Bush. Thank you, Matt Bush. Deja Vu, Toy Wander, Two Guys Talking Toys, Tony Taylor Toys, Matt Dotter, and so many more. Alpha Magnus, Chris, Joey, Free Reign. Thank you, everybody, for coming to hang out and talk toys tonight. Black Phoenix is here as well. All right.
Yeah.
Whew. All right.
There's a lot of people here.
Oh, that's a lot of people. Do we have to do Stump Craig tonight?
That says Stomp Craig.
Oh, wait, Stomp. I'm guessing it's a typo. We don't want to.
I don't know because, the character I play on Toy Anxiety, all my friends like to, make me the butt of the joke all the time, even though I'm the smartest one in the room. I feel like the listeners and the watchers like to do it too. Like you just saw somebody go, "Oh, Craig's here. Great. I might as well jump out of a window."
Well, anyway. let's show Craig some love. We haven't done a like challenge in a while.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's go for 200 likes.
Yeah.
For Craig, our special guest today, just to let Craig know that we love Craig a whole hell of a lot.
I need it. I need the likes. I'm fueled by likes. Craig.
Yeah. Let's feed him the likes. Yeah. All right. Craig, we talked about this earlier this week on Toy Anxiety. With the, Ghostbusters Frozen Empire coming out. I feel like now we'll finally get to see whatever plans Hasbro has for this toy line. I don't know what upcoming Hasbro events we have where they would do this, right? But yeah, I don't know. So we talked a little bit about it. but I want to dig into it some more. And you've
Sure.
been talking about this damn trailer all
But that's all I
week.
talk about. It doesn't matter if I'm even like when the stream stops, I like turn around and I talk to this guy behind me. Talk to that terror dog. I'm like, hey man, what do you think?
That's pretty cool. Can I just say, like, I don't get jealous of other people's collections all that often, but I'm jealous you have that art right there, the Sam Hain one with the Peter Venkman and the slime on it. That's one of my favorite ones. I missed out on that one. I can't remember who did it, but I love that painting.
I think it was a Gallery 88.
Yeah.
I want to say it was.
Yeah. It was so cool, and I missed out on it.
Well, thank you.
200 likes. No, we don't stop.
Stop me. Actually, that little guy on there looks like he's normally the one getting stomped. That little Mario.
GB Monopoly set is guaranteed for next year. Good Lord. Okay. First one I want to talk about, Craig, is the old Ecto-1.
Yeah.
And it very quickly kind of flashed on screen in the trailer. And because of that quick flash, I feel like we didn't get to like take in some of the new features on this bad boy.
Sure.
Which we got the red kind of racing stripes going all the way from the fins to the front of the car, which is cool.
Yeah.
And we got this big dome on the top, which could that be like that ghost trap thing from the video game?
Right.
And then they replaced the blue things with silver things.
With silver, the tubes, yeah.
Yeah, on the side. But Greg, like I assume since the mold's already done, I assume we'll get another Fright Features Ecto-1, and maybe let's add a little extra sticker to do the thing too.
Yeah, I mean, I hope so. I mean, to me, the Kenner Ecto-1 and then the Kenner Ecto-1A, the only difference was the sticker sheet.
Yeah.
But I love the Ecto-1A. All those stickers are awesome. The
absolutely
pink line, the caution stripes, I love it. So yeah, do it again.
Here's my question though. So we get the little extra strippity stripe from the fender there. But you know, the Ecto-1A famously came with a bunch of slime stickers, pink slime stickers. Does the Frozen Empire one come with a bunch of frozen icicle stickers to put on the Ecto-1?
So I've actually been thinking about this more than I would say is healthy, but like I have been thinking about what the packaging rollout will be for the primary Hasbro Kids lineup. Like,
yes.
Because remember last time they kind of started revealing a lot of the more kids focused stuff at Toy Fair 2020. Yes. We're not going to have a Toy Fair.
No.
And what's interesting is Hasbro traditionally doesn't do like fan streams or anything like that for the non-collector focused lines.
Yep.
So I'm wondering if it's just going to be who's going to be the first one to start spotting everything at Walmart and Target, right? Because it's not like
they're gonna get the scoop.
Exactly. Like what? Because unless we get like a press release or something, which I hope we do. To answer your question, though, I think that they should really lean heavily into the frozen ice,
right?
Like motif, whether it's on the packaging or like you're saying, like ice stickers on the Ecto, stuff like that. I would love that.
Yeah, I think. I don't know, it's something new. Like we've done slime, we've done green slime, we've done pink slime. Now it's time for icy slime.
Ice slime.
Is the ice in this film, is it frozen slime, I guess? Is frozen ectoplasm or something?
Well, I mean, I'm sure that the ice, like when the ice melts, if they take the samples, this is getting really nerdy. If they take the samples back to the lab and analyze it, I'm sure there's going to be some sort of ectoplasmic or spectral residue within the ice itself. But I do believe it is just frozen water, which is what ice is. I think that's what it is.
Did I hear Abby laugh?
You just heard Abby laugh from the other room. Is that funny?
Yes.
She's also rocking on Fortnite right now. I guess I'll give some updates. She's she just got 4th place. So there we go.
Congratulations, Abby. We're excited for her guest host appearance in 2 weeks.
It's gonna be good.
Sorry, does Ice Cream Ghost or Ghostbusters seems kind of off-brand? Ice Cream Ghost.
There you go.
Ecto Slushies, Ecto Slurpees. I'm out. Ryan Dole is out. Slimesicles. Getting nerdy, been there for years. Matt Bush also put another super chat here, $5. If it wasn't for Abby, Ryan, and Jake, then Craig would be the funny one. Oh, come on.
Okay. Wow.
I
No,
think
we love Matt Bush. Thank you.
I think you're funny, Craig.
Of course.
Very funny.
I appreciate that.
And Kamal said this movie is like a longer RGB episode. Who knows if this is even a go? Say fair enough. I mean, who knows? Who knows how to play out? But yeah, I think for me personally, I want to see I don't know however they do it. But the other side of this, last time we got on the Plasma series side a kind of a much too small Ecto-1.
Right.
Do they bring back that mold out again, but make it look nice and clean like this one with the racing stripes and stuff, or do we finally get our 6-inch
scale
Plasma series Ecto-1?
So here's what I'm gonna do here. I'm gonna do a little prediction here.
Okay.
Jay, we both participated in the Hasbro Ghostbusters team roundtable interview last week.
Yes.
In some, some timelines and cultures, it's still going on. It was a long one, but it was good. And they couldn't answer a lot. We mainly talked about the PK and the trap.
Yeah. But, and they were very risk averse. They didn't really want to. It was so funny. What was the gentleman that's been doing the Ghostbusters? He was at Toy Fair. He has the glasses. Kevin?
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you, Kevin. He kept looking over to Emily, I don't want to spoil this. Can I say this? Can I say this? Can I say this? So
yeah. And listen, it was good, and I'm so happy that the Ghostbusters brand is getting the attention and the love. Absolutely, Hasbro. The talk of the 6-inch scale Ecto-1 is always, it's always there for fans. Mm-hmm. People have wanted it for a really long time.
Yep.
We had the entire Maddie collector line in 2010, 2011. They kind of attempted to crowdfund one, but
yeah,
it didn't really work out for a lot of different reasons. And people say there should be a HasLab. I would like to think that there is enough of a fan base for Ghostbusters that we've shown ourselves
absolutely
as willing consumers that they could do this as a $150 non-HasLab, maybe Pulse exclusive vehicle.
Oh, easily.
I think it would work. I really do. Now, would it be the problem is, and Jay, maybe you can speak to this because you're an expert. The Ecto-1 is so big.
It is.
So you're looking at a 21 or 22 inch long vehicle.
You're right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is the 50s equivalent of a Ford. What are those crazy or Chevy Suburban? Just a big freaking SUV this. The Ecto-1 or the Miller Meteor converted 59 Cadillac is a gigantic. It's a boat. So yeah, a 6-inch scale one would be ridiculously large.
I'll say this: McFarlane did the Batmobile.
But the Batmobile is probably
not. It's over 20 feet long.
Is it?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Now I don't know how to scale that one was. Yeah. What I'm saying is that I think they could do it maybe with some basic lights and sounds, and maybe get an under $200 price point. Because you asked the question, will they re-release that other Plasma Series one? Maybe they will. That was a cool little vehicle, but
yeah, it looked nice. It looked, aside from they didn't really do much with the front of the car, but
yeah,
we could fix that. But
the issue is that people want a vehicle. I think I think sometimes there's a disconnect, and I think it's because of the different brands. Where Marvel Legends collectors, they want the figures, right? Mm-hmm. They want displayable, highly articulated, no pun intended.
Yeah.
to highly articulated, great YouTube channel. No pins, toe bend articulation. They want all the figures. They don't care as much about vehicles and things like that. It's more
Yeah.
about the action figure. Whereas a
Mhm.
G.I. Joe classified fan, they want the figure, they want the vehicle, they want
Sure.
the Dragonfly, and
Yeah.
they would probably back a $600 classified Sky Striker if they put it out. I
Oh, good
think
Lord.
I think Ghostbusters is more, you want the Ecto-1 for your Plasma series figures.
Absolutely. I just feel like, yeah, it's and to your point, and I'm gonna post this in front of the channel, Jason Pittman, Jada Toys could do it for like $150 price point. I mean, whoever does, I don't care who does it, just do it. But it's almost because the Ghostbusters HasLab is happening right now, and it's not ending till December 11th.
Sure.
I don't think there's a world where they jump right back into another HasLab to do an Ecto-1 if this movie does keep to its March 28th target, which I think we all can assume that might get pushed back given that the strike and everything. But
no,
but I don't see them coming back and doing another HasLab in time to kind of meet with the media push for Frozen Empire. Whereas to your point, I think that does make it more likely if we do get a 6-inch Ecto-1 this time. It would have to be a very expensive retail release or a Hasbro Pulse exclusive. So I think your prediction, given all of the different parameters, feels right.
Here's the thing. To me, here's where they can win.
Okay.
Are you listening, Hasbro? They say they listen to the fans. Let's put them to the test. Put it out with some conversion abilities to where you can do it as an Ecto-1 or an Ecto-1A or the Afterlife Ecto or the new Ecto. And then you have people like you and me buying 2 or 3 of them.
Oh, yeah. If they gave conversion kits for 1A, I wouldn't do Rusty. But if it did 1A OG, and I do like the red, even that's so simple. I don't know if I would do it, but I would at least get 2, if not 3.
Sure. Like if they had an Ecto, even if it was just the first 2 movies, if they put out an Ecto-1 and then there was also a conversion kit with because the Ecto-1A, it's different decals basically, and then the roof rack is significantly different. But even if it was like a one-piece pop-on, pop-off kind of thing, I think they would sell a lot of them. I really do.
Yeah.
Because, they're not making products for past lines, but there are there's the whole Maddie Collector line, which never had an Ecto.
Yeah.
It's the whole Diamond Select line, which is it's a bigger scale, but would display well. And then you've got all these Plasma series figures, which there's a good amount of, and they might do more.
Yep.
I think it's time. I finally think it's time.
It's time. It really is. It really is, right? Because even Diamond Select, they gave us the facade, of the firehouse, just the door and the sign a little bit. But yeah, nobody has done a 6-inch scale Ecto-1.
No, there's been a lot of Ecto-1s in every other scale.
Yeah. We've even gotten it in 6 scale, which is an obnoxiously sized vehicle.
Yeah, it's very big.
And I guess we'll never get the completed Eagle Moss one, right? That one's DOA, or do we still have a chance that one gets done?
Well, another company took it over. They're back sending the kits out.
Oh, they are. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's called Fan Home or something like that. Which I had like 40% of that built. Well, actually, good friend of the podcast, Hal Clay, built it for me.
Yeah, exactly. I thought somebody was putting it together for you.
And then once Eagle Moss went the way of the Dodo Bird or whatever, I just stopped, and I couldn't. It's really kind of expensive. They trick you into thinking it's not expensive, but it's like $70 a month.
Yeah, it's like the Columbia, publisher, whatever. Like we get the 10 CDs for a nickel.
For a penny.
And then,
yeah.
Which I did several times as a kid, and I didn't have money to pay that off, and my parents definitely didn't have money. So, is there some lien against me somewhere that I never paid on that off?
You're gonna go try to get a mortgage. They're gonna be like, it seems like your Columbia House debt is come due, sir. Unless you can provide the collateral for the following CDs: 1, TLC's Crazy Sexy Cool; 2, Savage Garden;
Oh
I don't
man.
know.
I did get the Ghostbusters soundtrack on one of those one time.
Cool.
My
But that one's 1/10 scale, by the way. So
Yeah,
it's
well, again, so we don't have, the 6th or the 12th scale,
right,
essentially.
right.
Ecto-1.
Yeah.
And yeah, the Blitzway one looks fine, but it the reason I backed out on, getting it was the size. Like it's a big boy.
It's big. It's big.
But there's a couple chats here I do want to plus in. We have a couple
Yeah,
super chats
yeah.
as well. Video Power Gaming with a $5 super chat says Craig is very funny. He leads like Leonardo, but funny like Michelangelo. See,
Oh,
there you go.
that's really
Craig.
nice.
Yeah. See? And Video Power Gaming just became a producer level on the GDO patron. So thank you, Video Power.
He also has like a really like nice looking casual Janine is his avatar there.
Oh man, I just been rewatching because the boys have like gotten back into real Ghostbusters. It's just on their mind, so we've been watching episodes like every night. And yeah, I don't know, just the RGB Janine was awesome, as well as EGB. Janine was great. We just watched Back in the Saddle parts 1 and 2 last night.
Nice.
And it was kind of cool because there's that moment when they have the RGB packs in the trap, and Zach, who loves the design of those two things, had like his own fanboy moments. Like, oh, it's the cool trap, yeah. It was kind of fun to experience that with him. Let's see. Arthurian, I have plasma series figures, and I need a scale Ecto-1 now. Called J.G. Wentworth. Get your Ecto-1 now. Old IT guy, I would rather see a Firehouse first. Firehouse and Ecto-1 is all I need besides the figures. Everything else is just gravy or slime. And Ecto-2 Chopper? Ecto-2 would be cool. But let's talk about that, Craig, because I think on the Toy Anxiety stream that I did with you on Thursday, we talked about the Firehouse, and I think we were both leaning towards if they did a Firehouse, it would be for the kid line, whether or not it's a Fright Feature style re-release, a new design or re-release of the Kenner Firehouse. Is there a world where we could get a Plasma Series Firehouse, or is that just not a chance in heck?
This is gonna be like the presidential debate where I'm gonna completely ignore the question you asked and say something else. I'm going to say, before I answer that question, I think it's really important to note Ghostbusters is better and more popular than Indiana Jones. And I just wanted to say that out loud as the Indiana Jones rollout from Hasbro has to be one of the biggest clunkers of all time.
Ooh.
Okay. I just wanted to say it. It has nothing to do with. I mean, listen, there's going to be a lot of kids getting Indiana Jones toys this Christmas. It's called it's like betting on an Ollie's futures.
Betting on an Ollie's futures.
Is what it is. Is what it is. By the way, I was at Ollie's today. They have so many toys. There's so many
ours people know, and every time I go there, it's cleared out. All the good stuff's gone. It ticks me off.
To answer your question, no. I would love like a Plasma Series Firehouse playset. I mean, that's like Fantasyland, like awesome stuff. But I don't know. Again, it kind of goes back to they don't really do playsets for this scale at Hasbro. Like, there's never been like a cool Black Series playset for anything.
That's true.
I guess they did that bar. They did the Cantina bar one time.
Yeah, but that's just like it's not really a playset. I guess they've never nothing really.
Nothing. There's not really that's more of a it's really only Super 7, right?
Yeah.
Like even NECA has the street scene dioramas for the Turtles brand, and those are cool, but they're very much they look nice, but they're dioramas for posing your figures.
Yeah.
But Super 7, they're doing the Cat Slayer and they're doing
the G.I. Joe Mothership, the Cobra Mothership.
Are they?
Well, you know,
I'm on one tonight, but that's a
hold on.
smaller scale. That's a smaller
Craig,
scale.
I do have this button here ready. I didn't use it, or I'm going to use it on that one.
Yeah.
Damn, Craig.
That's so good. Oh my god. Anyways,
it's
so
Craig throwing fire tonight.
no, but I mean, in the 6-inch scale, like, I think I will say, Matty Collector, the Masters of the Universe Castle Grayskull is to me the end all be all modern playset. I think it's amazing.
The classics one, right?
The classics one, yeah. And I thought Snake Mount was really good, and I'm sure that and Mattel's leaning hard, obviously, into larger scale playsets, like turning and stuff like that. But we really haven't seen it from Hasbro.
Yeah, but it's kind of like, does it then become a let's hope one of these, and I like to call them mid majors, like these toy companies like Super 7, NECA, Mondo. Like, do we just have to hope and pray, or whatever you want to do, to say that one of these companies gets a Ultimates toy line or Ultimate toy line that would maybe, you know, roll the dice on a crowd fund like the cat's lair, to swing for the fences like that, whereas, you know, Hasbro, for whatever reason, hasn't really taken big swings like that in HasLab form since Cookie Monster. Like, have they taken a big swing aside from the sail barge, and like that's really it, right? Because most of the other ones have been like what in maybe 10 years earlier would have probably been a retail release, but they just don't do it now.
I think it's hard because I think with the HasLab projects, they need to kind of fit into, they need to kind of check off two boxes. They kind of have to be a dream item that the fans want, but they have to like realistically be able to for it to not be a big swing, right? Like the barge is one thing because it came out of nowhere and it was like really cool and unique and something that they never made in the original trilogy. Something like the Ghost, is it a dream project? I don't know. Everybody wanted it and it was very successful, but is it like I don't know. It's kind of a hard thing. But to answer your question, I think that
and I'll also put Unicron as well. Like those first couple, like the sail barge, Unicron, and I'd put Cookie Monster in there as well. Just kind of nuts, like they were just crazy things. And since then, as much as and maybe Proton Pack a little bit, but even still, they were already doing GB props. They haven't taken a big swing, and a Firehouse would be a big swing.
I think that maybe there's some hesitation because like it's still a lot of money and time into the R&D to even figure out if they can do one of these projects, right? So if you think about it from like a corporate, let's say you have 10 people on your HasLab development team, and they're spending days and days and months trying to come up with ideas for projects. Yeah, that's still like, that's a lot of money being spent on payroll and time to come up with something that I'm sure if they rolled out if they came out and said, we're going to do a Plasma Series Firehouse, it's $500, it's 4 levels with a containment unit. Yeah, it would be incredible. And it would be amazing. And we'd be like, oh my God, I can't believe they're doing it. But then you got to ask your question, would it fund?
I think so.
Maybe. But to answer your question, I think it's really important for people to understand that. Yeah, that was a big swing. I mean, good on them for trying, I guess.
Damn, Craig.
I know.
I'm just going to every witty.
I like that. So the way a lot of people have been asking, you know, ever since Alex put out those renders of the real Ghostbusters figures, everybody's been going, why can't NECA do it? Why can't Super 7 do it? Why can't Mondo do it? We all want that, right? We all want that line of real Ghostbusters figures. So the way it kind of works is Hasbro has the master toy license for Ghostbusters for some period of time. We don't know how long, right? it started in 2019. It's obviously going to go through this movie.
Sure.
So Hasbro has to protect it's kind of one of those weird things where, like, even if Hasbro has no plans to do real Ghostbusters figures, which we all wish they would, for that style, they probably have a right of refusal to allow other companies to do it. So, like, if another company if Super 7 goes to Sony and says, we want to make real Ghostbusters figures, Sony has to look at the contract and the license with Hasbro and see what is allowed and what's not. Hasbro might even have like a veto power. You know, you just don't know. These are very complicated deals. So it's not as easy. We wish it was, right? And it's different with every company. Obviously, we saw it used to be where NECA couldn't make 6-inch scale Turtles figures. They could only make the large scale ones, but then there were some loopholes. And if it's a collector's figure, not a mass market retail figure, there's a lot of legalese that happen. So in a world where one of those companies got, like, if Super 7 or Mondo or whoever got a license to do 6 or 7-inch ultimate style real Ghostbusters figures, if it was successful, I could totally see one of those companies, one of the mid majors, as you like to say, crowdfunding like a Firehouse or an Ecto or something like that. And I think it would be amazing. And those companies, I think it's hard for people to understand. Like, Mondo doesn't need to sell, or Super 7 doesn't need to sell as many figures as Hasbro does. That's why they might be more expensive, but they might be direct to consumer. Like, Hasbro is the biggest toy company in the world. They're a publicly traded company. They are not doing, like, the whole toy industry is down. The action figure market is down to where it was a couple of years ago. So there's just a lot of, it sucks to have to talk about this part of it, but it is part of it. Okay, I'll shut up now.
No, you're good. You're good. I think it's fair. I think it's fair to call out. I want to post in some chats here. Mecha Manblade, how about breaking up the Firehouse into 4 levels that include a figure and do it as a building? That's one approach. All that Aces must set up. But
what's fun about playing with a building?
I don't get it.
I don't get it. No, just kidding. Great. That was a great reference by me.
Jeffrey Stalemate Ball. Would it shock Jay to know that Somos has 0 Ghostbuster toys and no interest in them? I'm sorry, Jeffrey. We cover a lot of different toy properties and things of geekery natures here. So right now we're talking about this. But we'll talk about Masters of the Universe and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in a second, if you want to hang around.
Boring.
Chase says the acquisition of Deek's properties and holdings by Cookie Jar and later Daedrix Media, and now Wild Brain, might have complicated things further. I'm curious about that. Craig, are you aware of Deek kind of muddying the water? I mean, Diamond selected RGB stuff, like, and so did Mattel.
So you got to remember that even though Geek produced and created the Real Ghostbusters show, it's the license is still owned by Columbia Pictures or now Sony. So I do think it is now, having said that, there could be things we don't know about that could complicate things. Maybe it's character designs and things of that nature. But
see, unlike like Mattel and Filmation, like whenever you watch a Real Ghostbusters episode, like if you have, like I have the complete series, the Time Life series, like it's Sony Pictures then Geek. Like it's very much Sony, and even if you look at the old copyrights on the thing, it's Columbia Pictures, Coca-Cola, then Geek versus some of the other shows that the rights I think were a little bit muddier. I feel like Columbia's had a pretty line of sight ownership of Ghostbusters.
Right.
The real, non-Filmation's Ghostbusters from the beginning.
Yeah, and then there's but you got to remember the original show was kind of its own universe separate from the Kenner toys.
Sure, yep.
But Diamond Select has made Real Ghostbusters figures, and Mattel made the retro style.
Yep.
The Mego, which one of the all-time blunders of all time.
Ugh, thanks.
I said all-time twice, but really, like, making Mego style figures for a group of now adults that did not care about Mego and never will.
That was a cheap cost-cutting move that it just pissed me off so much when Scott was like, it's retro. It's like, for the 70s when this wasn't even a freaking, why?
Yeah.
Ugh. We start on that. Even though I bought all of them. I bought like 5 sets from San Diego Comic-Con, so I get one freaking Green Citizen Ghost version of the Peter Venkman.
They're
I'm
fine.
not upset about it or anything. Yes, whatever. They're really floppy now. Those do you have yours displayed, or did you put them away in a box somewhere?
Yeah, they're all bending over.
They're wobbly.
They're wobbly. They don't stand up well.
Those Weebles wobble and they do fall down. Maybe Ramen Toys could make generic Firehouse. Sure, yeah. But it'll probably be expensive. But Nightfall, I don't think it would fund without first creating Ecto-1. I do think there's something to that. You need Ecto-1 first. And Ryan Dole, doesn't help that Ghost Corps hates toys.
So stupid. It's not true on any level.
He's always trying to start stuff.
Ryan is what we call a rabble rouser. Rob, if you could plus in Rob's comment.
We're Rob
is right. So if the rights are muddy, how did Hasbro do the retro release? Yeah. So you got to remember Hasbro owns Kenner, right?
Yeah.
So anything that was Hasbro acquired Kenner in the early 90s. So anything under the Kenner banner is I think is I was just kidding. I have no issues with it.
But actually, I don't have issues with Mego either. I just think we for so long, well, it's not to make like we're some suffering fan group or whatever, but it's just like Mattel takes the Ghostbusters toy license. This is the first proper toy company to like actually give a crap at making Ghostbuster toys since Kenner, and they're gonna do real Ghostbuster stuff, and it's Mego style. It's just
right.
It was kind of a wow.
Right. Now, is there a chance that through some sort of rights deal that Geek has like character design rights over some of the? I don't know. I literally have no idea.
EGB Extreme Ghostbusters, they did Sam Hain, and they had a bunch of RGB characters in that too.
Right.
So I don't know. I personally don't think it's that big of a deal. But we'll see. And then last but not least, Craig, the red jackets that have taken fandom by storm.
Yeah.
If we do get Plasma Series figures, are they red jacket versions or are they just boring khaki versions?
I don't have any idea. But I would like to see a 4-pack with this. If they could do these 4 as like a Hasbro Pulse Plasma Series exclusive with Callie, Trevor, Gruberson, and Phoebe with the red jackets and their soft goods jackets, and the only way you can get them is in that 4-pack, I think that's probably a cool move.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, I'd be okay with that. I would be okay with that because I don't know. I think I want it soft goods for sure. I don't want it sculpted.
No, because it's a because they're puffy parkas. Like
exactly,
it'll add to the look if they are soft goods jackets.
It does lend itself to that. Right. So I would be cool with it.
Hey Jake, I gotta leave for 10 seconds.
You're good. Do your thing.
Right.
So add them some chats and talk about them while Craig leaves for a second. I'm gonna remove him so they can leave in peace. The family that bundles up together. I love that. Snow Blasters. Reuse the basic sculpts with new torso sleeve sculpt. The license could be divided between the movies and the different incarnations of the show. Tony Taylor, there we go. The family that jackets together 4-pack. I love that. Not cosplaying with that red jacket. The puffy parkas is great alliteration. Ooh, yeah, it is a great alliteration. Puffy parkas.
What did Tony Taylor say? You can't bust if you don't jacket. Is that what he said?
Oh, he said the family that jackets together.
Oh.
Damn, with shiny plastic people, Craig's gone. We can finally start enjoying GDL.
Yay! I'm back,
Craig. I don't like it. Everybody, I don't appreciate the slander that you throw Craig's way.
Brandon, we can talk about something else. It's not Ghostbusters. I know about other things.
Brandon, who's the drummer in my band, Brandon. And Craig, you're a drummer as well. You guys should hang out. Love the new character designs that were teased in the trailer. The new additions to the proton packs. Do we get new additions to Did I miss that?
Oh, dude, there's.
Oh, well, I guess so. Yeah, they got new tips. They got frosted tips.
There's no, there's definitely some upgrades and some equipment. You know, there's some yellow on there. There's some new pieces and parts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there we go. Dang, this isn't even after dark.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I forgot what I'm tired.
Oh, wait, hold on. I got my damn Craig. Hold on. I did all this work.
Damn, Craig.
There we go. All right.
So funny. What a crazy year it's been.
Oh my God. Yes, it has. Yes, it has. All right, let's look at some other things. Let's move on from Ghostbusters, but I am really excited for all the Ghostbusters stuff.
Yeah, and by the way, thank you everybody who's tuned in to here and any of the content that we've done. We've had a fun week over on YHS.
Yeah, like it's if you do love Ghostbusters, head on over to. I mean, I would assume most people that watch the show know about Toy Anxiety, but maybe they don't know that what started y'all is your Ghostbusters podcast and accompanying YouTube channel. Yes, have some YHS, and you're doing an amazing job covering all the Ghostbuster stuff. And I know you can't show anything or say anything yet, but I will say, you best go subscribe.
You better,
so you don't miss out on some fantastic content that is in the pipeline down the road. It's happening. It's going to happen. Don't miss it.
We got some really cool stuff coming up, and we've got a whole backlog. We did a lot of interviews for Afterlife. So we had Jason Reitman on the show, McKenna Grace, Logan Kim, people from production. Yeah, it's just fun. We just love we love Ghostbusters, and we love the community that we have over there. And it was fun. We kind of had to separate Toy Anxiety and YHS because it was just becoming two kind of separate entities, even though they're very much related and intertwined. But yeah, it's awesome. So come on over.
Yeah, please do. Okay, let's talk about one of Craig's favorite characters, Leonardo from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and the rest of his turtle friends have crossed over into the Masters of the Universe. And we have Turtles of Grayskull. And this past week, we got all of the images for the spring releases, and the orders are starting to happen for those now. Craig, what's your thoughts on these pretty cool mashups? Not even mashups, just a crossover event.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's really great. I think, first of all, from a toy collecting perspective, I think MOTU Origins is one of the coolest and most impressive rollouts of a new piece of IP, or a new piece, not a new piece of IP, but a new action figure line that it accomplishes a lot, because it fills that need of it scratches the retro vintage itch, but also they've rolled out all of these new characters and crossovers. They did all the WWE MOTU figures, and now they're doing Turtles, and you're going to have Eternia. So it's what a toy line should be. So I think it's really impressive. As far as the Turtle stuff goes, I mean, I love TMNT. Turtles crosses over with everything.
Yes,
it
does.
And it makes sense, because even in the original Playmates line, like we had Ninja Turtles, but it's Star Trek, or Ninja Turtles, but they're in a punk band, or Ninja Turtles, but they're athletes. So,
or they're astronauts,
or they're astronauts, or whatever. So it's like, this is very on brand. It's interesting to see Mattel making Ninja Turtles figures, just from like a toy perspective.
Yeah, it's fascinating, and given that, I feel like they've actually done a pretty good job. Like sometimes, most of the crossover stuff has been Playmates doing crossover toy lines.
Sure.
So it is fascinating that this is straight up Mattel doing. I guess Hasbro did those Ghostbusters, not Ghostbusters. I'm sorry, Power Rangers TMNT crossover ones.
Right.
But yeah, I'm really pumped for this, and I think this is my favorite release out of all of them. And it's so cool because they've taken Ram Man, which is a MOTU character, and they this is assuming, I guess, Ram Man comes in contact with mutagen ooze and gets mutated, and this is like, so this is a perfect way to do a crossover where you've taken Ram Man and turn him into a Ram Man because of the mutation, and it's translucent and it's purple and it looks freaking amazing. I think this is brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, anytime a modern toy line can kind of harken back to the glory days of just toys being really fun, really well designed, clever, a little tongue in cheek. I mean,
yeah.
I think my only issue, if we're gonna nitpick, like,
sure,
I don't know what it is about modern toy design, but it's just overall not as interesting as 80s and 90s toys. It's just,
you tell me this isn't as interesting as 80s?
No, but it's close. But it's as close as you can get. I think it's good though. I love the translucent. I think like this is a really great way to do these figures. Like that's better. Like the Man at Arms is the only one where it's like, what happened there?
But hold on. Look at his Slash. He's got little pizzas as the tape things on as the faker.
Is it something? I could be speaking out of turn, but I think there's something about the, like, when it's not a paint application, when it's just color molded plastic, where
you're right. You're right.
It feels like because this sounds harsh, but just toys in general feel cheaper than they did.
Yeah.
In 1988, but it doesn't matter because that's like me saying like, whatever.
You're old man yelling at clouds, and I get it.
Back in my day, you could buy a Ninja Turtles figure and it was a piece of art.
But this is a piece of art. Moss Man gets mutated, and he has like a big Venus flytrap and tendrils and stuff coming out of him.
It's cool. It's very cool.
Skillo.
Damn, Craig.
Craig is feisty tonight.
I'm living up to my character.
Skillo says Ram Man is by far my favorite of that line. He's a ram and a man. This is fresh and funky. Mike, check 1, 2. They're gonna 3-way these crossovers soon. MOTU, TMNT, Ghostbusters, Ninja Vank Man, or whatever.
Vank Man.
Somebody mentioned in the chat already, but yeah, we've already had TMNT and Ghostbusters crossed over. I still have my Venkman, Michelangelo Venkman figure. And my favorite thing about that is there was a panel at Comic-Con. It was Ivan Reitman. Was it Ivan Reitman and I don't know what panel it was. It was Ivan and maybe it was Jason. It was a small little panel, but they unveiled and premiered those figures at that panel.
Well, I remember Ivan did a panel at Comic-Con with like the IDW guys.
That's what it was.
Is that what it was?
That's what it was. That's right. Because they were showing that. Yeah, and Ivan was there, and then they premiered those figures at like the end of the panel or something like that.
I'm sure he was like, great.
You know what? He did a great job acting interested and caring. And only
Ivan Reitman was the best. He
really was.
We missed him, and
rest in peace. Yeah, just yeah. Sad trombone for Walmart. For Moss Man being a Walmart exclusive, that's fair. Let's do it. Hold on. I mean, and really, I feel like it could also fairly receive the Darth Vader no. Because it's
what were
Sorry,
they?
Craig, I'm throwing you off all these sound bites.
No, I love it. I absolutely love it. My dream is to be a morning radio show host. So my dream's to get paid $12 an hour to host a morning radio show.
Welcome to
Hey, WYHS Radio, we've got Mossman on the line, Walmart exclusive. Are Walmart exclusives hard to find anymore? Was that last Mossman a Walmart exclusive? Because mine has 12 of them. Stacked.
Really? I think the thing with the Mossman,
why is Mossman only a Walmart exclusive every time? And why don't they have them in the lawn and garden section?
It is ironic that it's Mossman 2 times in a row.
Right.
And I think what has happened with this last Mossman release is they've shown up a lot in some Walmarts, but in others it's like, crickets and tumbleweeds. And so I think that's the frustration this go around. But luckily on the secondary market, the Mossman hasn't it's still about retail if you buy it on eBay or something like that. So it's not as bad as it could be, but as Hung Wen says here, yeah, clearly it's a poor distribution thing or for whatever that is.
Sure. But I think these are cool. I'm excited for these to start showing up. And I think, I don't know if I'll get them. I've kind of clamped down on my Turtles collecting just in general. There's just so much of it.
It's insane. I love it. But it's like, I feel like, Craig, you and I are similar collectors in that we like a lot of things and we like to be able to display a lot of things and different properties and stuff like that. And yeah, if it feels like one is getting too dominant, it's like, oh, we got to prune. We got to, as we have this Mossman here, we got to prune it back.
This goes into some of my collector crisis I'm having where I'm starting. I don't know why it's taken me so long to realize this, but to me, the joy in collecting is thinking about a toy line that exists and is over and is done.
Yeah.
And that maybe some of it's really common, some of it's really scarce, some of it's cheap, some of it's expensive, and going out into the world and collecting it at toy shows and toy shops and eBay. But modern collecting is more of, do you have enough money to keep up with this line?
Yeah.
And I keep running out of money. None of these, I can't literally, that's what happened with me with TMNT animated NECA, where I was just like, I've been a completist on this line for 4 years, but there's $700 worth of new figures at Target.
Yeah.
And I don't have the energy or the money to put towards it, knowing there's going to be another $600. And this isn't like, it's a good thing that all these companies are putting out amazing stuff. I just need to be more judicious, and I really want to focus on what brings me the most joy.
Yeah.
So the rat race has kind of worn thin on me, to be honest.
It's I think a lot of collectors are feeling this way post-pandemic, right? The
retail rat race.
The retail rat race. Yeah, 100%. 100%. But I think it ebbs and flows for sure.
But then I think about a company like Jada, who's doing these amazing Street Fighter figures, where they put out like 2 every 6 months, and I can I'm caught up because there's only 4 available. And it's like, I think that's a little bit more fun. Now, for something like Ghostbusters, which is my end-all be-all, I buy 2 of everything regardless. That's different. But if it's Turtles or MOTU or G.I. Joe, where it's like, what's going to bring me the most joy? I'm done. I've quit pre-ordering figures altogether, and I'm done with FOMO. I've removed it from my body.
Okay, have you fully removed? I feel like that one.
It's
hard to remove that one.
It is because of people like you and me who get on here and convince people. It's because of people like Ryan Dole who are like, you didn't back a ghost? You might as well just cancel Disney Plus because you're not a real fan. You never were. No, I really do want to back. FOMO's a real thing. I think
it is.
I think it's it's a problem.
It's something, but I think it's all collectors have to kind of make that choice eventually, right? And it ebbs and flows, and maybe you scale back some lines and you go into the ones that you really care about, or you go into vintage. I feel like it's an ebb and flow for sure.
For sure.
Okay. I want to. Blake Wright is hanging out in the green room. I want to bring him on in a second, and he can hang with us as we close out some of the rest of the topics I did want to cover. And then I know he has a giveaway, and I want to talk about Toy Collector. But before we get into that, I do want to say Craig and I will be taking the party to GDL After Dark. We'll be talking about Beatles collectibles. We'll be talking about, I don't know, what other things were we talking about?
Well, it said, the preview said that you bought something.
I did.
You had an impulse buy.
This, speaking of just being dumb with money and space, I bought a Power Wheel Batmobile from 1992.
That's the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life.
and yeah, I'll be talking about it. I bought it at the toy show today. Very, very impulse. I went to go get a hot dog outside of the thing.
Came back with a Power Wheel.
And I came back with an 89 Batmobile Power Wheel. Plus, I'll share the other things that I bought at the toy show. But yeah, it was I kind of felt really bad after I did it, but in the moment.
How much was it? Are you allowed to say?
I'll tune in to GDL After Dark.
Ooh.
You get the whole story. Become a patron, $5 or more. I get to come hang out.
Please become a patron. How else are we going to pay off this Batmobile?
but please, damn, Jay.
It's like every time you go to a toy show and somebody has that Battle Cat swing.
Yes.
There's always, for some reason, there's always somebody who has that, and it's like $1,800,
Yes.
and you're like, I do not have a Battle Cat swing. Is that what it is? It's like a little bouncy.
Yeah, it's like one of those like little Rocky Horse kind of swing thingies.
Yeah. Somebody always has one of those.
I will not sit in it because I would be afraid to break it. But anyways, so stay tuned. GDL After Dark. Become a patron. $5. Well worth $5 to find out, one, how much I spent on it, how this thing came to be. And Colleen, I don't think she actually knows this has happened yet.
It's just parked in the front.
Well, it's in the garage.
Oh, okay.
And, I put it in the garage. She didn't see me put it in the garage.
She's like, what the hell is this? She's like, oh, that must have just been there.
So if Colleen comes in here,
that must have came with the house
to murder me live, you'll know why. But anyway, come hang out. See my last ever live stream before my wife kills me. All right. Let's bring on a friend to the channel, friend of the show, past and future guest, editor-in-chief of Toy Collector Magazine, Blake Wright. Welcome to the show.
Hey guys, what's happening?
Blake.
It's good to see you, my friend. Did you see the stupid impulse purchase I made?
That's awesome. No, you did good.
Thanks, Blake. Thanks, appreciate it.
I would like to recap real quick.
Yeah.
I've been watching since the first about your what you expect for Ghostbusters from Hasbro.
Yeah,
for this new movie. You guys are going to be disappointed. I don't know anything for a fact, but you guys are going to be disappointed. You're lucky.
Why are you doing that?
You're lucky if you get Plasma Series with the red coats. You're going to get a reissue of the Ecto-1 you already have, and you're going to get the kids line, and that's it.
Blake,
that's
stop it. You can't come on here,
man. But
and
hey, I like it. We need more honesty. Thank you, Blake. They're going to be surprised. They're going to be like, man. Because the trailer is getting so much attention. It's got like 20 million views on YouTube. They're probably underestimating. Oh, well. We'll have fun with whatever it is.
Blake, you, my friend, wanted to come on, talk about Toy Collector. Let's close with that. And then how do you want to do this giveaway? So, I guess tell me about this giveaway before.
I was talking with Todd Jordan, who is one of the proprietors of Kokomo Toys. We've been friends with those guys for a long time, even predating Toy Collector. I actually did a book signing for Volume 1 of Toys That Time Forgot there in the store. And we just got to talking, and he said, "Hey, would you want to do a giveaway?" And I'm like, "Well, I mean, it's kind of weird, because I don't have we could do it through the magazine, but then it's kind of a slow process." And so I was like, "Yeah, I mean, what did you have in mind?" And he said, "Well, I have this 1/4 scale Boba Fett hot toy." And I'm like, "Holy crap, you just want to give that away?" And he's like, yeah, why not? So I'm like, all right. Well, said, do you mind if I do it on a podcast? You know, one of these bigger, toy podcasts. He goes, no, go for it. And so as soon as he agreed to it, I was like, I got to email Jay. Let's do it on Toy Geeks. So there we go.
Awesome.
Boom. So Blake, we didn't work this out, but do you want me to do like my usual Google form and we'll do a duck race or something?
Duck race. I thought the duck race would be the way to do it.
All right. So you gotta stay tuned. We'll do that as we close out this episode to win a 1/4 scale Hot Toys Boba Fett. I kind of have a set. I probably can't enter this one because
I'm going to enter it, but I'm going to say this. If I win, we're going to give it away on Toy Anxiety. We're going
to this perpetual giveaway.
Yeah, we keep giving it away. It's the NFT of the toy world. It's a Ponzi scheme. We're just collecting email addresses for the newsletter.
Eventually, there's a Netflix documentary about it.
It's called. Oh, never mind.
All right, it's a couple of other toy news things I want to tap into before we move on to talk about Toy Collector. Where are we at? Here we go. Let's talk about some McFarlane reveals. The mullet is back, baby. Is anybody gonna buy this? I'm not gonna buy it, but
I'm glad it exists.
This guy's cool. I don't know. I guess I just don't care. I'm not buying any of these. Blake, what's your thoughts on these McFarlane reveals?
I'll go anywhere Captain Carrot goes, but okay. That's about it. This particular wave. I mean, what do we got? We got a Superman with a mullet. We got yet another Batman variant.
Wait, we haven't got enough of these, so this should be
a lanternized Batman.
And yes, I don't have a picture of it. The mullet Superman does come with crypto.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, that is cool
for the dog lovers out there.
It's weird with McFarlane with the multiverse line in general because some of the figures look so good, and then some of them are just like, what happened? So it's just I have no problem picking and choosing very judiciously with this line, and I mainly stick to movie style.
Well, like maybe you can answer this. Like, does McFarlane just kind of shop out to a bunch of random sculptors, so that's why some are amazing and some don't look good at all?
Yeah, I mean, they left their in-house. I mean, I think they still have a few that are employees. They ditched. I mean, they had a full-on sculpting house in New Jersey for years.
Yeah,
and they ditched that back when I was doing the books. So I think it's been at least 5 years that place has been shut down. So yeah, they do. I'm pretty sure that it's just whoever they have on there. If anybody in-house can't handle it, then somebody outside. They look to see who's busy and who's not.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Is that why the Four Horsemen are in Jersey? Because didn't they start at McFarlane? They kind of went off did their own thing.
I don't know if that's why they're in Jersey, but it makes sense, right?
The dirty Jers. But let's talk about figures that do look really good. We got official pics of our Batman and Robin figures, and these look good. I'll buy these. Craig, what was your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, these fall into the category of I can't believe it's 2023 and they exist. So, I really like. I've got some of the Batman. I've got the Dark Knight figures that McFarlane has done, and seeing that this whole run with the Mr. Freeze build a figure, awesome. And if they do Batman Forever and we get Riddler and Two-Face, I mean, that would be incredible. Like, will we? I have no idea, but
please.
It's really cool. Like Batman and Robin's not a good movie. It's not even like it's a so bad it's good. It's just kind of bad. But
I think it could be so bad it's good. I think it's a live action Adam West.
Yeah,
66 Batman. Blake's like, hell no. But go ahead, Craig.
I've had that thought over the years, but when you revisit it, I remember this was one of the first times seeing a movie in theater. What was this, 97? So I was 13, 12, whatever I was. And I just remember being like, I don't like this. Let me keep seeing. I saw it 4 times. And I didn't like it. But I love it at the same time. And it's pretty iconic for look at this Mr. Freeze. This is one of the most unhinged Arnold Schwarzenegger, just like over the top. So it's cool. I'm glad we're getting figures.
Blake, what's your thoughts on these?
Yeah, cool figures from a bad movie. I mean, that's pretty much sums it up. I mean, these do look really good.
They do. Like this Uma Thurman's nice.
She looks really good. But this is not something I'm gonna buy.
I think I would buy this if I saw it like at Target or whatever. I would buy this, I think.
Well, the other thing is McFarlane still has that $19.99 price point somehow. Well, these might be a little bit more expensive with the Build-A-Figure, but they've managed to keep prices down when all the other 6-inch scales are really going sky high. So
yeah, Blake, what do you think that is? I think you've said this before on the show, but is it because they're like it's owned by McFarlane, so there's no like stockholders to appease or whatever?
I mean, they can use toys as a loss leader for their comics and movie business. I mean, I say movie business, but he's trying. But yeah, I mean, it's not something that they don't have to answer to shareholders. They just have to answer to Todd, and I'm assuming the bank that loans them money every once in a while. But it's I commend them for keeping that price point. It's selling figures that maybe they wouldn't ordinarily have sold at $25 or $27.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I do like the suits. Like I like that Robin suit in this movie. And the toy line for Batman and Robin was really fun. Like the Kenner line. So, or I mean, was it Hasbro at that point? Whatever it was.
It was like Kenner Hasbro or whatever.
Right.
I believe.
Yeah.
But anywho, all right. Blake, what's going on in the toy collector verse?
Well, I'm working on issue 9 currently. That'll be going to press next week. Actually. Okay. So we have got the Thanksgiving holiday to deal with, so we got to get it in a little early so it's not late when it goes out to subscribers. If I've done my homework, it will be 9 of 9 as far as exclusive reveals on the cover,
which is incredibly impressive, by the way. Like the fact that every single issue you have had a reveal that's no easy task, right? Like I find it impressive.
It was the one thing the internet told me I couldn't do, and so I was like, well, let's see if I can do it or not, and hopefully 9 of 9. I do have a backup that's not a reveal if this one falls through, but I have no reason to think it's going to fall through just yet.
I feel like at this point, since the streak has been going on however long it's been going on, that at these toy companies would be like, oh, we can't be the one to break the streak, right? Have you been able to flex that guilt trip yet?
That's right. I haven't, but I will now. So you don't want to be the one that does that, do you?
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, we had a lot of fun with. This cover was supposed to be a bunch of different things. That was supposed to have been Vincent Price, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But NECA didn't have the Paintmaster back from China in time. It was at Toy Fair, but they didn't have it in time for the cover. And then talking with them, I was like, well, is there anything else? And we started talking about a few other things. We talked about the Hammer figures, but I don't think they were ready yet. And then he goes, oh, how about the Monsterizer? And I was like, you're doing a Monsterizer? He said, yeah. And I was like, okay, well, if that's done, we haven't really put a play set on the cover yet, so let's do it. And there we go.
Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah. I think it's so cool. Just real quick, Blake, I think that for us toy collectors who grew up in the heyday of buying Toy Fair and all that, I think this is Toy Collector Magazine. It's a must-have. You to have a tangible, physical toy collecting magazine to read and then to also have exclusive content, exclusive reveals. I just think it's great. So thank you for doing that.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. We're trying. That's all I can keep saying. Everybody's always, it's like, I mean, I still get emails asking where's Twisted Toy Fair Theater, So I mean, I try to convince these people I don't own Twisted Toy Fair Theater. I can't do that. But for some reason, it hasn't sunk into some folks.
Right.
But I mean,
make it like the thing it was. I mean, I've
change it a little bit.
My travel bag, whenever we go on trips and things for YHS, I have like 10 old toy fairs I just have on me. I probably look insane. I'm like on the plane looking over at Abby, like, wow, these Phantom Menace figures are going to be a pretty big deal. She's like,
right.
Shut up.
If anybody has questions for Blake, please put them in. I have a couple here. I want to plus in here for you, Blake. Mike check 1, 2. Any way to get Toy Collector in Canada?
You can subscribe.
There you go. Boom.
There you go.
Subscribe. I did put a link to subscribe in the chat.
If you go, can you go back to the subscription page real quick? Let me show, because it is kind of funky. And if you scroll down, you see right there where it says click here for Canadian or international subscriptions. So if you're in Canada, you click there and the form will change and allow you to put in your address and all that good stuff.
And you can pay, I guess, what is Canadian money? Canadian loons or something like that?
And you do have to pay a little bit more because it costs more to ship it to Canada.
And international, so that means you even go beyond Canada.
Yeah, we have subscribers in Australia. We have subscribers in Europe. That costs more than Canada because, again, it costs me about 10 or $12 just to send a magazine overseas. So it's almost as much as the magazine itself.
Yeah, no, absolutely. When is the next mail away figure?
The next mail away figure is going to be in early 2024.
Okay, early.
Awesome.
Any clues that you can maybe give?
Here it is.
Oh, it's okay. Hold on. Exclusive reveal. You probably I knew that. Yeah, we think we.
Oh yeah, we saw. Yeah.
Go ahead. Share what we got.
So it's the homage gem figure from the original Playmates line. This was the mail away that they did, the black and green kind of Green Lantern kind of suit for Jim. And then I got together with the guys at Premium DNA and talked to them about doing a small run of homage figures, and there it is. So it's coming not quite as soon as I had hoped or that they had hoped, but stuff happens.
That's how it goes, right?
So it'll probably, and I'm waiting until I have these figures in hand before I sell. So there's no pre-order or anything like that. So when you buy this thing, it will be in the mail in days.
Oh, cool. That's awesome.
And I'm going to do it. And I know people are curious about how it's going to be done. The layout of how it's going to be done is actually going to be in the next magazine.
Mm-hmm.
But I could say right now, just as a preview, that in order to make it available to my subscribers first,
mm-hmm.
which was important, you're basically going to get all my subscribers will get an email that instructs them if they're interested in the figure.
Mm-hmm.
They basically have 2 weeks to email me back at the special email address with their name, address, and subscriber number. Once we verify they're an active subscriber, they will get a invoice, PayPal or something like that, to pay for the figure. Once we get payment, it'll ship. And once that 2-week window closes, they will be made available to everybody else if there are any left, which I'm assuming there will be.
There you go. So become a subscriber just to get that first pass at this Earthworm Jim figure. Okay, Blake. Again, Toy Collector, and it was Kokomo Toys, right?
Yes.
Is doing a giveaway exclusively for the Toy Geeks audience right now. I'm going to put a link into the chat for a Google form. I need you to put in your YouTube name, and you need to be here. You need to claim it live if your name wins the duck race for this 1/4 scale Hot Toys Boba Fett that will be shipped to your door. I'm guessing, Blake, is this exclusive to the US? And if you're outside, they'll have to pay shipping, or like how do you want to shake that one out?
Let's keep it in the US, please.
So let's keep this US only, everyone. Because yeah, that would be a hefty.
Yeah. No one wants to pay VAT or import tax on this thing anyway.
Right.
Yeah,
so,
that would.
Let me do you a solid and just say no.
That's great.
It would be cheaper to probably just go buy it instead of paying.
That's right.
So please put in your names into the form. If I win it, send it to Craig. There you go. Or if you have a US friend, have them maybe receive it for you. But not gonna ship it.
We're gonna be smuggling giant Boba Fetts across the Canadian border.
So
I'm sad I'm not going to be able to go to Retro Toy Con this year. We actually, y'all were talking about that earlier.
Yeah.
I'd actually worked out a deal with Ryan where we were going to set up there, but unfortunately my ongoing health issues have nipped that one in the bud.
I know you've been public with your your health issues and battling the big C and all, but how much farther along do you have of your treatment and everything? How far are we in the middle of it? Are we seeing the end of the tunnel? Like where are we at?
Yeah, I mean, I can give you an update. So I've been having chemo treatments now for 3.5 months, I guess.
Yeah.
They initially, when I was diagnosed back in June, the number that they look at is a pair of paraproteins, which tells you whether or not the cancer is still active.
Yeah.
When I was admitted, or when I started treatment, that number was in the low 4s. I just got my post second cycle numbers, and that number is now 0.3.
Oh, awesome.
So I am 90% in remission.
Oh, that's great.
Hell yeah. That's awesome. Good to
I
hear.
am due to continue. I'm in the 4th cycle right now. I'm due to continue that. Post that, which will be early December, they're going to take another bone marrow aspiration to make sure that my bone marrow is getting this stuff under control as well. Because when they took the initial one, my bone marrow was 70% compromised with cancer. So they're going to take the aspiration. Hopefully that number, with this other number, you would think the other number would come down. I just don't know where it's at. And then they're also going to do a stem cell harvest, which is basically, if I choose to do a transplant, they repopulate your immune system with your own cells.
Oh, cool.
So initially we thought we were going to have to do that in December, but because the numbers came back as positive as they have, they can do the harvest and then put them on ice. And then I would just continue with another 4 cycles of the current chemo treatment in order to knock the rest of the 0.3 down to 0. And then if it reoccurs, which the particular cancer I have is called multiple myeloma. It's highly treatable, but it is not curable. So I'm going to live with this. I'm going to live with this for a minute.
Yeah.
At least not yet. They've actually made a lot of strides in treating this particular cancer. So I've heard doctors say that, hey, this thing's going to be curable in 5 years, which, fingers crossed that, yes, that's a fact. And I make it that far. Well, I got no reason right now to think that I won't. I feel good. I get tired a lot. I get really tired. And the way that the disease works, it compromises your bone integrity. So that's how I knew I was sick. My ribs were killing me, and I couldn't figure out why. Well, it turns out they were fractured because of this disease. Because it will make these little holes in your bones, and when enough of those holes congregate together, the bone will fracture.
Yeah.
So I actually have fractures in both sides of my ribs, my back, and my shoulder and arm, right shoulder,
Mhm.
right arm. But radiation actually took care, which was the first treatment before the
Mhm.
chemo, actually took care of a lot of that. They wouldn't radiate my ribs because there's too many
Mhm.
vital organs down there.
Sure, yeah. Not gonna
Uh,
do that.
but I feel a lot better than I did.
Good.
But again, after 3.5 months of chemo, I can't really jump into a crowd, and
Exactly.
I can't
Not
get,
wise to
I don't, I
go.
don't want to. I don't want COVID, and I don't even want a
Yeah.
cold at this point,
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. You
because
don't
that
want
would,
any of that crap,
yeah.
and
So it would really knock me out. So the good news is, if I do these treatments, if I keep doing the treatment that I'm doing already, and don't do the stem cell thing just yet, I will be able to rejoin the masses here in the new year.
good.
If I did the stem cell thing, that was going to knock me out for about half the year, because they
Yeah.
literally reboot your system to the
Oof.
point to where you have to get your childhood immunizations again.
Oh Lord, okay. You like a full swap.
Yeah.
Um,
So anyway, that's the health update. I feel fine though.
good.
Other than, I mean, the fractures are healing. My
Yeah.
back is still
Yeah.
a little tweaky, but the ribs actually feel a lot better.
Good. That's awesome. That's awesome.
awesome to hear. I'm really happy to hear that update.
Yeah.
That's really good. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really good to hear, and we're all pulling for you, and we know yeah, it's good to hear positive progress.
I was extremely happy to hear it.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
because you really have no idea,
Right.
Absolutely. All right, well, I put the form in. Let's see, how many entries do we have? 120. Come on, there's not more than 120 entries. Got over 300 people watching right now.
Is a 1/4 scale Boba Fett. We're talking, that's got to
It's like
be
400 something bucks.
19 inches tall. Look at this thing.
It's come on.
Actually,
it's
nobody else
free.
enter. I think we have enough.
You're right. So if Craig wins it, I believe he's going to try and give it away on Toy Anxiety this week.
Yeah, and there's going to be a mystery winner at that point. Oh, Don Cheadle. Don Cheadle won. He's not here. All right, well, we'll figure it out after the fact.
Oh my God. All right, let's Blake, while I get the ducks set up, anything else you want to promote here for Toy Collector, or anything you want to share about it as we get ready to wrap this up?
So we've got some people were asking about the Santa figure before, because that was our first mail away, right? I think he's
yeah.
And what we plan on doing, as far as for those guys who don't know about the Santa, this was our special ops Santa Claus 4-inch figure. The extras of those will probably end up going on sale via an eBay store sometime either next month or in the new year. But we didn't sell through the stock through doing the old retro cut out your pops and send me a check kind of thing. So we're going to make those available sometime soon. I'll blast it all over social media so people will know. And like we already talked about the gym, and that's probably going to be our last mail away for a little bit.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah, it is. It's a lot tougher than you think it is. And plus, it's whereas you could figure what the cost of what the wholesale cost of the Santa figure was. Think about what the wholesale cost of the gym was.
Oh, sure, yeah.
When you think retail is like $55 or whatever it is.
Yep. Wholesale on toys is very thin.
Yeah, it's not
much.
Not a huge.
No,
not a huge margin.
All right, I believe we have 134 entries. Oh, Gary, I guess I'll add you into. You just got in. Barely. Here we go.
Barely.
Just in time. All right. That ends it. Let's set it to 1 minute.
Ooh, I'm so nervous.
I mean, this is a big giveaway. This is a huge giveaway by Toy Collector and Kokomo Toys. And Craig, you're the guest, so tell us when.
Okay. On your marks, Is it Marks or Mark? Does it matter? Should
On
I
your
keep
mark? I think it's on your. No, if there's multiples, it's marks. It's plural.
Okay. All right.
Sorry.
How about we'll do 1, 2, 3, go. 1, 2, 3, go. They're racing. Oh, there's no music.
Oh, I guess you're not hearing it. Whatever. It's
Doesn't
fine.
matter.
I'm hearing it. No
This
one
is
else
a
is hearing it.
casual. This isn't even a race. This is like a stroll.
Well, James is in first. Two guys talking toys. I mean, as we know, it's usually some random person at the very end. It very rarely is like one
Coming from the
person.
back.
Right. It's always you don't want to be ahead of the
Yeah.
the pack right now. Ryan Dole's in there.
So here comes Dole. This thing's going to Canada.
Oh boy.
Oh man.
Mike check 1 2. Strawberries coming up. I don't know if you're checking Mike check 1 2. He's coming up fast.
There's Ryan.
Mike check 1 2.
Look at Ryan.
Crowded.
Oh, Dole's in the
There it
no
is.
way.
Oh, there's no way.
No way.
I don't know.
It can't be Dole.
I am gonna.
It's like
Someone-
he's like winning by 3 lengths.
Oh, is it BMM?
Wait.
Oh,
Who is it
and
gonna
Zombie
be?
Eats Guts. Zombie Eats Guts. Jonathan Nicholson. Oh, Joe.
Caramello.
Caramello.
Oh my God.
That was exciting. That
That
was
was
more
really
exciting than I
good.
thought it was going to be.
Look at Joe. He's just strolling with his new Boba Fett
Joe-
down the river.
Congratulations. You just won a 1/4 Boba Fett, courtesy of Toy Collector Magazine and Kokomo Toys. But Joe, you got to oh, there you go. Joe Caramello. Congratulations. Great picture as well as your avatar.
I'm once again thinking of Don West selling these things as just like I was the other night. Was that with you, Jay? When I was
Yes, it
going
was.
on
It was
about Don West selling baseball cards.
Oh my God. So Joe, if you could email me and I'll loop in Blake and your address and all that fun stuff. And we'll get that sent your way. That's it. Blake, thank you, my friend, for coming to hang out with us.
No problem, man.
And excited for the next reveal. I mean, any kind of hint or no? You're not gonna give us any hint?
No, I'm not.
I love that.
Well, people can follow. I think you usually drop it on Facebook, your Facebook page, Instagram.
Yeah, and Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. It's all so it's Toy Collector on Instagram, Toy Collector Mag on Twitter, and then Facebook.com/Toy Collector on Facebook.
Beautiful.
So yeah, it'll be. We'll do a cover reveal probably first week of December.
Okay, first week of December. Be aware and be on the lookout for those that want to come hang out with Craig and I. GDL After Dark. If you're a patron, $5 or more, and you can find out about this Power Wheel 1999 for Batman Returns.
Yeah.
And
Hey Jay, I've got a quick plug for me before you end this.
yeah,
one.
I was gonna give you some plug time. Don't worry, I give my guest plugs times.
Okay.
But come hang out here.
Worried over here.
$5 or more on Patreon. Patreon.com/GeekDadLife. Come hang out. I set up at a toy show this weekend, and I made a very impulse buy, and you'll find out how much I spent on this thing. You'll find out if it was good or bad. I don't know. Craig, you have been tireless this week covering Ghostbusters. I'm sure there's a ton more to come, as well as just your normal Toy Anxiety offerings.
Yeah.
Craig, what do you got coming up in the YHS verse?
So lots of content up this week. We did a full trailer breakdown. The day came out on Wednesday. Then Jay, you and I on the Toy Anxiety channel had our thing. We did a fan roundtable the other night. So tons of content. We have a giveaway going on the main YHS YouTube channel. I just put the link in the chat. So we are actually giving away a HasLab trap and PKE meter. All you have to do to enter that contest is to be subscribed to our channel, which I linked twice into the chat. But if you search YHS podcast,
Is it coming? I don't see it. It may have blocked you from doing it. Hold on.
Why are they blocked? I'm blocked from the show I'm co-hosting.
Maybe. I don't know. I'll figure it out. Hold on.
Listen.
Keep talking.
Anyways, it doesn't matter. YHS podcast on YouTube. You'll find it. Sub to the channel and then find the video with the giveaway and fill out the form, and you will be entered I think it's got 25, 30 days left. Lots of 400 or 500 entries already. But yeah, we've got a lot of really fun stuff coming up in the world of YHS, Ghostbusters and otherwise. And Jay, thank you so much. And Blake, thank you so much for hanging out tonight. This was a lot of fun.
You have to, I believe you have to watch the video.
The video has the instructions, but really the instructions are sub to the channel and fill out the form, which is linked on the video. So if you don't want to see me rambling for 3 minutes, which I don't know why you would want to, you can do that.
I put both links in the chat. So
thank you very much. And I'm trying to put together a trailer Easter egg video. I started on it today and lost all motivation and took a nap instead. So.
No time for Stomp Craig, but let's just say that for another time. Next, go ahead, Blake.
Real quick, this is curiosity for me. Did either of you guys cash in on the Big Bad Toy Store Super 7 giveaways?
I was so tempted. I was more than anything completely blown away by some of the deals. I mean, they were doing whole waves of Ninja Turtles figures for $95.
Yeah.
I'm assuming those sales have all run their course.
Not last time I checked, some were still there.
Yeah.
I
got my Super 7 super deals on Amazon. There's not much left. I've been curious about some of the Power Rangers stuff, maybe dabbling in some of the Power Rangers, but I'm kind of with Craig. I'm trying to shift my spend. Even if it's super cheap, it's still a spend.
Do we think that just was major overstock on Big Bad Toy Store? They just bought too much?
Yeah, that was a full-on clearing thing. That was a clear the warehouse thing.
Yeah.
A lot of people were talking about how Super 7's in trouble. Super 7 got their money for this.
Yeah.
So I don't understand why everyone's talking about how Super 7's in trouble.
Yeah.
Now, the only thing that could happen is that Big Bad orders less in the future.
Yeah.
Right.
So, but as far as like taking the monetary hit for this, they didn't. Not a cent. So,
I mean, it's somebody
worried about the future of Super 7 because of this doesn't need to worry.
Yeah.
No, and I've had a lot of the Turtle Super 7 stuff, and they're great. So, and also if you're somebody who backed the Cat Slayer, you can get some Thundercats.
Tons of cats.
Right.
I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot.
I'm gonna give it another peruse.
Yeah.
I picked up the Toxie Ultimates that I didn't have.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Out of these, the ones I'm maybe is Power, like this Goldar looks good. The Zords look good. Also, the worst Ultimates, the first wave.
Yeah, that's $25 a piece right there. So that's a doer right there.
Mm-hmm. And then, so the Animaniacs, pretty it's some good deals on there.
Some deals for sure.
But anyways, I don't have a promo code for Big Bad Toaster, so screw them. No, I'm just kidding.
No.
Go get some deals. But anyway.
All right, I was just curious.
That will wrap it up for this episode of Toy Geeks. Thank you so much for hanging out. Again, patrons will see you in After Dark. Blake, thank you so much for coming on, doing a pretty kick-ass giveaway. We'll see you all next week, and until then, hasta luego. And goodbye. Take care, everybody.